Okay guys, today I am at Union Cemetery in Uhrichsville, Ohio, and I have actually filmed in here several times over the years. I've come in here at Halloween and just different times just to make videos because I like it so much in here. I mean, this cemetery has such a variety of stones, and I say this in every one of these videos. Most cemeteries have a huge variety of stones, you know, ages and shapes and sizes, but this one has maybe more than I've seen anywhere. I mean, you've got things like these right here, and then you can see over in a distance here, there's like the real small stones that are so old they've been breaking off. Just a huge variety of different stones through the entire cemetery. It's actually really beautiful in here. Up ahead of me on this road, like when you first pull in, if you just drive straight forward, you will get to this military memorial up here. And we're gonna go see that in a few minutes here. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I was seeing over here on this side. And this is pretty disheartening, but it looks like there may have been some people in here, like knocking over stones just to do it. I mean, there's this one right here, which looks to be a fairly new one. Look at this older one right beside it. I love the way that looks. You would definitely have to do a rubbing on there to see what it says. But then we've got this one here, and right behind it, another huge one that's just been pushed off. And this one right here as well. Now granted, you can see where it has started to slope anyway into the ground. Same with this one here. But I would be willing to bet some people just came in here and pushed these over. That is pretty sad. This one beside it is just broken in half. That doesn't look to be a fresh break, but who knows? I mean, it is ridiculous how you see this kind of stuff in cemeteries. Why nobody has any respect, I do not know. 3 more right here. That's ridiculous. Another broken one here. Now some of these just break naturally over time, and this looks to be a pretty old one, but look at these two right here. This one's shaped like a big tree stump, and this one is like a pile of rocks with a scroll on it. That's pretty neat. And look at how you have these older stones throughout, and then right in the middle we see this one that looks to be a newer one. Fresh and clean right in the middle. That's not a bad thing. That's just what I'm talking about, you know, when I say it. There's so many different sizes and shapes and ages of these stones. I want to go over here and show you this section on the hill. That looks to be a very old section over there. A lot of broken headstones over there. Coming down this way, you can even see that the road to get here from the rest of the cemetery up here is just an old road that looks at one time was gravel or cobblestone, and it's just grown over. We got this little mausoleum here. Look how they've bricked over the door. Robinson, 1919. And then as we come up to the side here, you see a lot of older graves. Look, some of these are so embedded in the ground, you can barely even see them anymore. Another little one over there. But these are the kinds you'd want to come in and do the grave rubbings on. I talk about these all the time. But you basically just bring a piece of paper. I'll have to remember to do this so I can show you. It would be fun to do some of those while we're on these explorations. And you don't have to do them only on stones that you can't read. You know, if you see something intricate, it's really neat to just put the paper on there and rub it down and transfer, you know, what's on the stone to your paper. So that's basically what you do with those. Like this, you can barely even see. I mean, you can't even see what it says, but you can see that there is something engraved in there. And you just take a piece of paper, put it over the face of that, and then you take the side of a crayon, you unwrap the crayon, and then you rub it up and down on the paper, and it transfers whatever's on that stone to the paper. And then a lot of times you can end up being able to read what's on there. Or like I said, if there's just like an intricate design or something on one of the headstones, those are really neat to transfer as well. Yeah, look at how a lot of these are just busted up and just embedded in the ground here. Look at this one. Wow. And that I really don't think is a case of vandalism. I think these are very, very old. Look at this one. It's just cracked in several places. So I think that nature just takes its course on a lot of these. And over time they just fall over, they crack and break. This one actually kind of looks like it was pulled up out of the ground. But I don't know, it does look like it was broken off, so who knows. I love when parts of cemeteries just extend over into the trees, you know, beneath the trees, and you know, you don't want to see this stuff grow out over and just swallow up the old headstones, but it's just peaceful back in areas like this. Couple over here going in this little cove, and then we've got one down here right by the edge. Now another thing about this particular cemetery here, it kind of surrounds a golf course. Look, you can see the guys out there golfing. So the golf course is right there, and then the cemetery itself like wraps around the golf course. I would have to assume that eventually that golf course will be overtaken by the cemetery. Okay, this is kind of strange. Look at all these. Are these headstones? Yeah. All these headstones lined up around this tree here. That is a strange sight. I wonder if they are relocating these or something. Looks like this one can almost be red. May 21st, 1894. There's a B on there. I was going to wipe that off and try to read the name, but I think there's a beehive back there, because as soon as I leaned in, all I heard was bzzz, and I saw like 6 of them pop out of nowhere. But that is definitely something I've never seen before. All I can assume is that they're relocating these. Okay, let's head up to the other part here, and I'll show you the military memorial up here. It's really neat looking. I am not a historian by any means. I just love cemeteries. I always have. It's always been interesting to me to come out and explore. And so I wanted to make these videos just to share with you guys something that you might not be seeing otherwise, might not realize what is just right in front of your face. And right here is this amazing military memorial. I actually thought there was a plaque somewhere else in here that explained this a little bit more. But this one right here, it says, restored by efforts of the Claymont Jaycees. Restored statue unveiled Veterans Day, November 11th, 1986. Rededicated Memorial Day, May 25th, 1987. This is so neat. Look, we've got the headstones surrounding the statue. And then here is the statue itself. That is really amazing. I'm not sure what this was. Maybe that's another place for a flagpole. But look at this. This is really amazing. Wagon wheel here. I personally cannot read that, but maybe you guys can see what it says. Sometimes these things come out on video a lot better than I can actually see them in person. Look at the branch up at the top that's been broken off. I mean, that's how it was made. Nobody broke it off. I know that this statue here itself has had a little bit of vandalism over the years. You can kind of tell the gun here is newer than the rest of the statue. And you can see where there's been some fingers broken off. It really is sad that people do that kind of stuff. I don't know where they think that is appropriate at all. Pretty amazing though. I've come in here, I bet 100 times just to drive around and look at this. I wonder if this here was the beginning of like another big memorial. You got a big circle of stones here, and there's only a few of them, one in the middle here, and a couple around. Let's see what's to say here. K of P. I wonder what that is. Just a couple of stones in here. Ronald Biddle. Here lies a man. Let's see what this one is in the middle. Edith Forsyth Bennett Biddle. We never lose those we have loved. Yeah, just a couple other ones around the edge here. But I just wonder what this concrete ring, K of P, I don't know what that means. Just wonder what that was originally supposed to be. It almost looks like something was started and never finished. Even if you just simply come in to walk around, I mean, listen. What do you hear? Nothing. Birds, my feet, the occasional dog in the background. Very peaceful just to come walk around a cemetery. Anyway, let's take a drive back over this way, see what we can discover over there. this one, guys. All these little angel statues. Guardian angels. Gallagher. It makes me wonder what happened right here, because we've got mother and father. The mother's dates are on here. Roxy, 1888 to 1948. But William, August 2nd, 1878, and there is no date on there, a death date. That's really strange. I mean, if he was born in 78, that means 1878. That means 1978 to be 100 years old. That means 2019 to be 141 years. So I wonder what happened. He must have been either buried somewhere else, or I suppose it could be a case where, like, maybe the family didn't have the money to finish the engraving or something. Who knows? Maybe that's all there was of the family, although it says father and mother, so I don't know. Look at this whole section here, guys, is all military. All these little white stones, the same style. Look, we've got Navy, Army, World War I, World War II. Little bit of everything out here. I see some that say Korea. Private U.S. Army, World War I. And you can see the golf course right in the background there, surrounding the cemetery.